Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. We have a nice, free day today. Not that it matters much, but let's go ahead and check out our luck. Somewhat annoyed, which, again, like I said, I don't think it's really going to matter. I believe we are going to just be buying some seeds for our field, checking out the number of new mods that we have installed. Some are kind of ridiculous, and some are pretty great. And we're going to get our well started and just sort of pass that ball off to Robin, and that'll get us slowly working towards our statue garden, which is kind of the name of the game around here, isn't it? Slowly. But the first mod is, as you can see, Jeff is now a badass and has his cool shades. It's this mod was just added to Nexus yesterday on the 11th. Just called simply Cool Cats, and I loved it. I saw it. It made me laugh. So here we are. Doesn't really do anything. I just think it's cute. So, look at him bobbing. I love it. The other, and as you know, I asked you guys yesterday, you can see him over there. What are we going to do with our perpetual babies, Neverland dinosaurs that just never grow up? Well, I gave you guys the option of a mod to make them look like little raptors, which only does, it only changes their skin. But here, so Littlefoot's name doesn't quite match up as much anymore. There's a few names, but they're still dinosaurs. It also makes my comment, there's a Reptar. He looks perfect now. It also makes my comment about them stalking through the grass slightly more terrifying. But yeah, you guys chose the Raptors over the full-grown Rexes. And I know there was, oh, look at the little tiny egg. I know there was some, people were kind of torn, and I was too, which is why I made you guys pick. But it was pretty overwhelmingly in favor of the Raptors, so we'll see. Maybe I might incorporate the other one into the Joja run, given that it is more profits based. It changed the output of dinosaur egg, or the sell price of dinosaur eggs, and the mayo. So I think that might actually work pretty well for the Joja run. So if you were really rooting for the Rexes, which was quite the alliteration, then yeah, pop over there. We'll do it over there. So okay, now let's see. We have all kinds of stuff in our inventory already. Makes me wish I had that 72 slot bag, right? But, alright, we'll get a few things rocking here, and then we're going to get on our way. I'd like to pop over and see apples today. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really feel like there's got to be more going on at Aurora Vineyard. So, I'm going to assume that maybe it's tied to heart events. So, we'll just, take apple or starfruit here and there. In fact, let's check if apples is on our list now. I believe they are. Jesus, they're far down, though. Woof. There's apples. Okay. And Morgan, and Scarlett, and Claire. Naomi. Okay, well, yeah, we got to get on that. So, let's go ahead and We're gonna go ahead and get the seeds first, since that's on a proper time limit. Oops, where am I going? I was going towards the oil maker. But after we get the seeds, we'll scoot up to Robin's and get our well made. So I need to go ahead and get our stone picked up. Let's see here. I believe it's like 80 stone or something of the like. It's not hateful, but we'll just take the whole stack. Let's sell the basics here that we no longer need. Oil. Duck feather. I'm going to hold on to that rabbit's foot because a lot of people really like the rabbit's foot. And since we're going to be walking through town anyway, we may as well drop that off to someone if we can. Try and be a good neighbor, right? Not State Farm, but we do try to be there. And speaking of good neighbors and people being there, don't worry about a thing, Pam. No, that's not who I was talking about. Oh, we didn't forget Grover. Come on, man. It's funny because in my Joja run, I was looking around for him everywhere. Then I get in here and I absolutely space case and forget him. Let's go, Grover. But yeah, speaking of good neighborly people, I got a message yesterday on Discord, and I feel weird name dropping, like putting people's posts up if it's like private messages in Discord, so I won't do that, but you know who you are. I appreciate you. And I was asked if I thought that, this is in regards to my conversation yesterday about, oh, good morning, Linus. I didn't know we still had hard events with you. It's a pleasure to see you, Sid. How's your morning? What should I say? It's going well. How about yourself? I have some work to do on the farm. I slept in and didn't do much. It's going well. I'm happy to hear that. I caught some fish this morning. Dinner tonight will be delicious. Looks like there's a quick catch spot over there, Linus. We've been good friends for a long time, Sid. I'm happy you moved to Stardew Valley. Your farm, along with the others here in the valley, have had a huge impact on our community. It reminds me of the old days when your grandpa was running Old Man Farm. I know so much about you, but you don't know much about me. I'm protective of my past, but since we are such good friends, I'm open to telling you my story, Sid. I'd like to hear that about... No thanks, I don't need... I'd like to hear about where you came from. This is interesting. He's like, well, now I've got stage fright. I moved into the valley some 30 years ago. I left everything I owned behind to connect with nature. My family was very wealthy. I was an only child, and money was never an issue, and my parents gave me everything I ever wanted. I was, in a word, spoiled. I mostly kept to myself. You could say I was an introvert. I didn't have anyone in my life I would consider a close friend. My parents passed away when I was in my mid-20s. I inherited their estate and their money, and for a while I used the money to travel around the world. I met so many wonderful people throughout my travels. I visited almost every major city you can think of, and many smaller places too. One of those places was Stardew Valley. There was a magical feeling in the valley, as if it was calling to me. Of all the places I've been, only this one felt like home. I only expected to spend a week here. That week turned into months. The lush forest, mild weather, the sight of the mountains, the abundance of wild food to forage, beauty of the shifting seasons. I knew I wanted to stay in the valley for the rest of my life. I donated the rest of my inheritance to many different charities and orphanages. If memory serves correctly, I believe it was around 3 million Gs. I thought that money would be better suited to people who needed it. The valley gives me everything I need. Money meant nothing to me. I learned how to live off the land and to appreciate everything the natural world has to offer that we sometimes take for granted. I know deep down that my parents would be happy too. The money they worked so hard to earn was used to better the lives of thousands of others. And me, I've never been happier in my life. People are quick to judge what they don't understand. Almost everyone thinks I'm a homeless bum. But you didn't assume that, Sid. You showed me compassion and kindness when we first met. I would have never guessed you came from a rich family. It's not really what I want to say, but okay. You never know who people truly are until you really get to know them. Very true, Linus. I need to get back to my tent and gut the fish I caught. It'll make for a good meal tonight. I'm happy we've become good friends over the years. I haven't told anyone about my past before. I trust you'll keep this between us. I sure will, Linus. Take care, Sid. Well, it'll be between us and anyone who watches this video, Linus. Well, that is wonderful. And, okay, I have to pause real quick from my former story. And I don't know if I've seen that or not. I feel like I have to have seen that at some point. But he's very, like Siddhartha. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Damn it, we need seaweed and green algae. Oh, wait, that's not even what I wanted. What am I doing? Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, if you're not familiar, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, but just, yeah, look up Siddhartha, I don't know exactly how it's said, but they said it's, Yeah, it's a story that you definitely know the end of, even if you don't know the origin. But it's we're not sorry. Oh, we will give you a lucky rabbit's foot. Sure, that's why we kept it. But yeah, a person who grows up, has everything, is dissatisfied, travels, and gives away everything, and learns about oneness with the self and the universe. A little bit interesting that Linus is our own personal version of that. So pretty cool. I enjoy that. That was nice to see. But let me buy some seeds, and then we'll continue here with the story that I intended to tell. Let's see. What do we want? What sells for the cauliflower sells pretty well. Kale sells not quite as well. It appears... You know what? If we plant a bunch of seeds for beans, let's do beans. And here's why. Because... whatever, we'll just... There, we have 31. That was stupid. I know that the Junimos can continue to harvest, even though it's a trellis. We can clump them all together, and they can actually still harvest them. Quite interesting. So as I was saying, I received a message, and it was in response to my ramblings yesterday about my birthday and getting very upset about the nap I took and things like this, right? So it was posited that... where the hell? Oh, I guess I dumped away our watering can because we don't really use it anymore. Where would I have put that? It was asked of me if I feel the same way about sleep being a waste for my partner as I do for myself. And, I said that it's a bit of a complicated question, only in the sense that I kind of have to yes but, you know what I mean? Not really a yes and, a real yes but on this one. But I do think that really any amount of sleep that you don't need to function is a waste. And here's the but. But I also... Oh wait, I still didn't find the damn watering can. I also believe that however someone wants to live their life is up to them. That's really not up for me to decide. So I would never tell my partner not to take a nap, not to enjoy it. Also, taking a nap actively makes her day better. You know what I mean? She feels better after a nap. I feel worse, and not only because of the guilt and the feelings of waste that I get. It's not strictly that. It's also just physically, I tend to not feel very good after naps. So yeah, it's a yes and no. It does not bother me, obviously, when she wants to do that, but I still hold myself to that. And that was actually the origin of the question, was why do I hold myself to a different, or greater, or however you want to word that. I don't necessarily agree with the word greater, but a different standard than those around me. And in this regard, it's a good question, because the shortest answer in response to this specifically is that I hold myself to a different standard because I have a different want. I have different needs for my amount of time. Not that there's anything wrong with taking naps or as I generally refer to it, spending time unconscious. But I personally, I don't like doing it. If I can avoid it, I'm going to. But as far as holding yourself to a different standard, I think in general, I have a difficult time with people. how do I word this? I have a difficult time with people whoops. I have a difficult time when people have the ability to change something in their life, but they actively choose not to, be it through, laziness or, willful ignorance or things like this, right? And for myself, knowing that I constantly feel as if I just do not have enough time. I constantly feel like I'm behind, and I don't have time to do this, and I'm always lamenting that. Hey, we have all of our duck eggs. And as such, I feel if every time I take a nap and I oversleep and I do these things, it's me sort of, how do I put this? If I can't correct the behavior of, in that sense, that wasting of time as I see it, if I can't correct that in myself, how can I expect anyone around me to hold themselves towards an action that they see as bettering themselves? And again, if you nap, I'm not saying, you should better yourself. That's not what I mean. I mean, for me specifically, it's a course of action that I don't like, that I would like to get out of myself, is, sleeping more than I need to, just in general. And as such, what is happening? That was crazy. It took so long to load coming down here. I know I'm going to cut it so you guys can't see it, but it had an obscenely long load time, and it has never done that for, the seller. That's odd. But yeah, I'm rambling in a way that isn't making this make any sense. Imagine that. But I'm really trying to be, as we've talked about, accountable for my actions. And that includes, actions for myself. So in the regards of the Sunday thing, God, I can't believe we're still talking about the fact that I was mad about a nap, but it was poor behavior on my end, and not so much the nap itself, but again, how I handled it. So not only do I need to correct the action of how I handled my my anger towards the fact that I wasted time, quote unquote, but in the first place, if I really felt I needed to take that nap, I should have set the alarm, and if I don't get up for the alarm, then that's my problem. And it's holding myself to the standard of knowing that that's going to be a problem, and therefore I shouldn't do it. I am going to view it as wasting time. That's just me being accountable for my own actions. And I tend to, oh my god, there's my little dinosaur. Doesn't look like Reptar's trying to sleep. Holding myself to, knowing that this thing is going to upset me, or this is going to make my life more difficult, even if it's self-imposed, I should be able to know, like, okay, you're responsible for this, so you need to do better. And I do that to myself because at the end, I firmly believe that you are really only ever in control of yourself. And it's sort of that whole thing of, like, you can't expect others to do something you won't do. So in that regard, I just feel that I need to do better. So yeah, that's a very long way of saying that, but that's sort of my thoughts on the matter. Ooh boy, what have we here? Ancient fruits. I forgot to come in here for so long. I wonder how long these have been ready. Okay, I'm gonna punch a tomato. I think we can kill these tomatoes, right? Let's start. Yeah, let's clear this out. Let's see what we do, right? No? That's funny that this, I mean, I guess that makes sense, because what if I was growing wheat next to it? I would hate to accidentally knock that down. But let's go ahead and get some ancient fruits rocking, right? Let's work on some more seeds for these guys. All right, that's all finished. We're slowly working on toward... let me try that again. We're slowly working towards making that completely ancient fruit. Which, you know, I'm not really sure on. That's sort of just an old habit of mine. I didn't really plan that out too well. But I don't know. I think that's probably the best bet for now. I might leave some areas open, though. Just for in the long term, it might be nice to have an area where we can have an emergency grow spot for anything that we might need to do. Also, I was thinking that what we might do as far as moving forward, I might just start selling any starred fruit. I know it's not technically the most efficient, but until we get sheds, we don't have the ability to produce as much as we're harvesting. So, you know, selling any of these that we have double, you know, so like instance, like selling these gold artichokes, these gold beets, gold bok choy. We'll hold on the cauliflower for now because it's all we have. I believe we can do the garlic, the potatoes. You see what I mean? We'll just sort of go through, and anything that we have multiples of, I believe we can do the onion. So now look, we have a little bit more organization, and that means that, what did I do with them? Here we go. All of these can now go where they need to go, because we're going to sell the gold star variants of any of these that we can. Hold on now. Whoops. Tomato goes with the tomatoes. Okay. And as of right now, I'm just going to work on selling gold star variants. You know what I mean? The rest of them can sort of stay here for now. But yeah, I figured this way we can free up some space. We'll actually, you know, be able to make use of all of these spots. Now, hold up. What have I been doing with tomatoes? Because I know, again, we've had this conversation. I know they're technically a fruit, but I feel like we should put them with the vegetables just because in a culinary sense, it makes more sense. They are also labeled as vegetables in-game. So, why don't we do that? There we go. That's slightly better. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go sell these things real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get to bed. All right, that cleans up a little inventory. It's going to make us a little money, which I'm hoping will put us over the cusp of what we need to get Pam's house rocking. But we'll find that out tomorrow. We're very, very close, and I think we might be able to get it tomorrow, which would be pretty cool. I don't remember the Pam's house event quite. I'm not even sure if I've done it, but I would imagine, again, I have. We'll see when it actually happens. And I'm sorry today was sort of a whatever kind of ramble. Again, I swear I'm done talking about the nap situation, unless someone has something more to say about it. But yeah, long story short, I'm trying to be accountable for my actions, and I do believe that people can have standards that they hold for themselves that they don't necessarily hold for other people. That might be unhealthy. I'm not sure. Maybe I should talk to a therapist about that. But either way, I appreciate you guys being here. Be good to each other. I will talk to you tomorrow, and good night.